Hello everyone, my name is Mordecai, welcome back. This week I wanted to kind of combine some of my previous videos into one. A lot of my last ones were about learning how the husk path, some really basic trap tunnels, and the wall launchers to kind of use them effectively. So what I'm going to do now is combine those last videos into one and help you plan your defense from the very start from scratch. So what I'm going to do is load into a game. I'm going to make it to the objective, and I'm going to leave it bare, and then I'm going to start recording, and you're going to follow me as I do my own process of building around the objective and building my trap tunnel, so you can kind of get an idea of what to look for, things to consider as you're building your trap tunnels. So now that the boarding stuff's out of the way, let's get right into it. Alright guys, I pretty much picked a normal deliver the bomb power level 70, so this isn't a 4-player because there really wasn't one available that would work for me. So you can see here I've got the launcher completely bare, and what we're going to have to do is build around the objective here to better enclose it so that the husk won't be able to hit it while we're defending. I've got husk coming from the southeast and from the northwest, as you can see here on the map, so I need to defend those two areas. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and enclose my objective here. I picked to deliver the bomb because I played a couple of lower level missions and I kind of let the newer players build around the objective, and I noticed they were doing one big thing that even some of the higher level players I've noticed have been doing, and that's leaving this top gun exposed. And you might get lucky and not have any troubles with it, but a lot of times there will be a flinger wave, and well, flinger and lobber, and a lot of times they just destroy the top of that objective and they just dismantle that top gun, and then you've lost. So what I'm trying to show here is that really you kind of want to make sure this whole top gun is enclosed now, whereas before you didn't really have that problem. But ever since they've done some of these reworks here within the last couple of months, it seems like the lobbers and the flingers have had I honestly think maybe an AI improvement, because I really don't remember them hitting this top gun as much as they used to. You may be thinking that, hey, with this big bridge out here in the center, I can't get around to the other side if there is a husk over here. So what I like to do sometimes, accidentally hit my little defense drone there. I like to put little ramps like that so that I can run up on both sides. And then if I need to, I can stay on top of the objective. But a lot of times I try to stay away from it so that when there is a lobber or a flinger, if I'm closer to them, then, nope, let me rephrase that. If I am closer to the flingers rather than the objective, they will target me over the objective every time, because that's how their AI is programmed. So a lot of times I don't like to stand on the actual objective. I'm putting these ramps up because you probably remember in a video, gosh, it's probably been 2 months ago now, I talked about putting down the floor launchers and having these ramps that would act as like a ramp or a slope to fling the husk away. So what I like to do is put these type of ramps down. Let me get rid of this one because for some reason, about 2 months ago, I keep spamming ramps when I don't want to spam them. Alright, so we got all that down. Get my floor launchers. I'm going to do a quick 4-star, and I think probably 9 will do me based on how this build's going to go. So I've got these down, so let me start throwing them down here. And as I described in the previous video, the idea is that when they step on these launchers, it'll get pushed upwards. And because I have a ramp there, it kind of launches them further backwards rather than straight up. So that's the whole point of this defense. They'll hit it and spring backwards just like what I did with the jump, but they'll go much further back. All right. I think, yeah, I feel pretty good. You can use those ramps like what I just did to jump up here if you have to get up here to defend something. So that's another nice part of those ramps. Alright, so going back to that one video, we're going to go all the way over here to the husk spawns. And we're going to turn and face the objective here, and we're going to try to figure out which way they would go. And in my mind, they're going to follow this path and go straight to the objective. And the ones that spawn a little further over here are going to want to come this way around this little small hill and then go right to the objective again. So, now that we have that knowledge, we can set up our trap tunnel. So I'm thinking maybe about a 3, yeah, we'll do 3. I'm also blocking off this ramp too, by the way. And the idea is so that they won't bypass my trap tunnel and go around it. So they're going to see this and they're going to go, nope, I'm going to want to go around to the side here through the trap tunnel. So we're going to have one that's 3 squares long. Going to, do I want to push them off? No, because then they'll just walk back up and not go through a trap tunnel. So we're going to put walls up. Then I'm going to put another stair piece right here that's going to act as a double wall. Let's put up some ceiling panels. Put up a couple more walls right here. And then we're going to leave them an opening, and we're going to make it right here. That way they can come out to the objective. So I'm not completely blocking them off. Let me put a staircase right there in case the Husk tries to just bust through it rather than going through the opening. They shouldn't do that, but you never know. All right, so this is going to be my first trap tunnel. And on this back wall, we're going to put a wall pusher. They're very similar to what we did in the last video. The idea being that if they make it all the way to the end, this wall pusher will then launch them backwards all the way back to the beginning of the trap tunnel, and they got to walk through it all over again. So you're going to get a double whammy out of your traps if, for whatever reason, they do make it that far. For the floors, I always like to use the wooden floor traps. Really, you only need to put one at the start, and then it slows them, I believe, for 2 to 3 tiles. I actually think it's 3, but I would have to test that again. But one spike trap will slow them for up to 2 to 3 tiles. I like to put them all in there regardless, just because, I mean, I like to make sure they stay slowed no matter what. I'm putting up the cannonball launchers and the wall dynamos for heavy hitting and constant like splash damage. And for this last one right here, I want to use some lights. And the idea being that if too many get through, that light will go off and stun them long enough for my wall pusher here at the end to launch them backwards through the tunnel again. So it's kind of a safety measure for me. For the ceiling, you can really put whatever you want. I always, and I've said this in every video I've done, the first one should always be a gas trap in my opinion to get rid of the shielders. After that, it's strictly up to you. I've got plenty of herbs, so I'm just probably going to make gas traps for most of this video. Alright, so that's our first trap tunnel, guys. Really nothing fancy about it. It's very simple. It's a kill tunnel. So we're going to run over here to this other side where they're going to be coming from. Alright, so we should probably put it right about here, and we're going to do a 3-tile one as well like we did before. You know what? We're going to put the wall here. And then we're going to put some stairs. There we go. So now they're not going to want to bust through that. And do I want to put a wall? No, we're not going to put a wall there. We're going to put walls here, put a wall here. We're going to put 2 here, and we're going to do similar to the other one. We're going to make this like a little half wall type deal, or an angled wall, I should say. Put a couple more stairs out here so they don't want to just bust through. There we go. So now they have to go through a trap tunnel either on the left or through this right side. So let's go ahead and, do we want to build it the same way? Yeah, we want to build it as close as we can. So we're going to put a wall launcher at the very end again. And then the idea is if they do make it that far, then guess what? They have to go through the entire trap tunnel all over again. Let's do a couple floor spikes. I think I got 3 down again. Yeah, we'll do that. And then that'll keep them slow during the entire time they're walking. What do we want to use? I know the gas trap's going on the ceiling, but do we want to do... You know what? We'll do wall dynamos and the cannonballs again. Just to make it simple. So let's throw up the gas traps. Now for the... Ooh, you know what? We're going to put a wall launcher right here. Change of plan, guys. We're going to put one wall launcher right here. And the idea is that they'll walk in far enough to get hit by this gas trap. This wall launcher will push them back out, and then it'll kind of thin the herd to kind of make sure that not too many go through at once. And in order for them to hit that, I actually need to put up a small wall back there, so I'm going to do that in just a moment. Going to put up the broadside, and right here's what I'm talking about for the small wall. So if I don't put anything here, what's going to happen is they're not going to get close enough to that wall launcher to trigger it. So by putting that small little corner section right here, they have to go around it, which means they have to go close enough to the wall launcher that it'll launch them backwards. So when they make it to that point, it's going to hit them, and it's going to knock them straight back this way. So yeah, that's pretty much this one. We may put, we'll put a wall dynamo here instead of lights. The idea being that it does enough damage that if something does make it to this point, it'll be so weak that the wall dynamo can destroy it anyway. There we go. Kill tunnel number 2 is complete. So this whole side should be fine. Now if I get a lobber or a flinger wave as they start spawning in, then I have to react and build a shield. But I kind of want to do that on the fly so you guys can see how to handle that. You know what would be perfect on this side? we can finally utilize the idea of the wall launchers pushing things off a cliff and making them recycle. So we're going to do that. Yeah, we'll put the wall right here. Let's put these up. We're going to leave that side right there behind me completely open. Put up an angled wall here. Put up a couple ceilings right here. We'll do 2. I am a little concerned that my traps might be too powerful and they may not make it all the way through. I probably should have thought of that before I started recording this, but let's see what we got. We're going to put these little half walls in here, and you're probably wondering why. The idea is that, similar to the last one, we have them getting closer to the side wall where the wall launcher is going to be, that it will force them to trigger the wall launcher rather than just walk far enough away from it where it won't trigger at all. So you want to keep that in mind. You want the husks when it comes to certain traps like the wall launchers and the floor launchers and other things. You may have to kind of help them path into where you want them to go. So similar to what I mentioned with the other video where you're kind of flowing water in this sense, you're trying to direct that flow where you want it to go. And then the way I'm building this trap tunnel is the idea is that they'll get close enough, they'll get hit, and launch right off the edge right there behind me. I'm going to put up 2 gas traps so that it'll get rid of the shielders in case any of them do make it through, and then I can just handle the rest. And I'll tell you what, just in case, there's my other wall launcher. We're going to put one here in case they do make it, and then it should launch them back through the tunnel. They'd have to walk through the whole thing again and likely get launched off the cliff. So they'll fall down here. They won't be able to go that way because there's no path, so they will have to come right back up this ramp again, make a turn, and go through all of it. And you may be thinking, well, what about this gap right here? Well, that's what we're here to finish closing off. So we're going to close this wall off. Oh, missed my edit, didn't I? There we go. Put the stairs, get rid of this husk. I can't put stairs here because of the little anomaly that we're trying to blow up. So I think that pretty much does this side. We're going to put one wall here with a staircase. We'll leave that one bare. I normally would put one there, but I kind of want to leave that unobstructed. There are some clouds down here, and I'm not sure if it's a glitch or if it's from a patrol earlier. So I'm going to run down here and put up a really basic trap tunnel, clear out some of these rocks. I honestly don't think any huskers are spawning down here. I think that's a graphical glitch from another patrol that had came through earlier. So we're going to put walls up here, here. We're going to almost like a little S path for them. Put up a couple of those. I'll put down some floor spikes and some gas traps, and I think I'll leave it. And then if it gets really bad, I'll run back down here and put some more traps down. But I honestly do not think they are going to spawn down here. I really don't like that I have to try to memorize where the spawn points are before patrols start coming in, because it kind of makes it hard to plan what you want to do. All right, let's put that up. Let's jump up here. They're not going to go that way. They'd want to go through this path. All right, guys. I think we got it. If my again, I'm kind of hesitant on this because if my traps are too strong, I may not be able to prove my point on some of this. So if there is a problem, I may end up destroying a couple things to try to make them flow a little better. But yeah, I feel pretty comfortable. So we're going to start this bad boy up and see what we got. Close this back up. All right, let's see how the magic works. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I was a little afraid of that. The gas trap is killing them pretty quick. But hey, there we go. Got one at least that launched over. They're not making it all the way through simply because of the trap damage. So I may come back over here and destroy that first gas trap. I may come back and do that. But tell you what, while we're going to let that see if we get any more coming through. Let's check these 2 trap tunnels. You can see all the numbers popping up. This one was a pretty standard one like I built in the very first video I showed you for the pathing. It's strictly meant to just straight up kill. No little tricks to it. Really, there's not a whole lot of tricks to any of the trap tunnels I just built here, but it was more to show you how to go about planning for these type of missions. Yeah, there you go. I think I saw one fly back earlier, but you'll see, hopefully, when one gets too close to that wall launcher, you'll see him go flying backwards. Nope, not yet. I may have goofed that one up, we'll see. Or it could just be that my gas traps are killing them too fast. There we go. Okay, so it does work. It was just the traps were killing him too quick. So you saw there that he went flying backwards, and the idea is that if I was in a higher level area, it would constantly recycle some of the husk and kind of thin them backwards. So instead of having a big group, it would launch some back, and then while the trap was reloading, some could still trickle through to kind of thin out the herd. Yeah, they're not making it very far on this one, are they? I think my gas traps are too strong for this power level. Well, in order for science, we're jumping over here and we're destroying this. I normally wouldn't recommend getting anywhere near a trap tunnel during the mission, obviously, because you don't want propane or anything to set off your trap tunnel and blow it to smithereens. So normally, this is a no-no. You don't normally want to do this, but because I'm trying to show you guys the idea and the way you can plan for missions, I did that strictly to try to allow the husk to thin out. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. So that husk got launched all the way back, so now he has to walk all the way back around if he doesn't die from the affliction damage from the gas trap. As you can see, the ones that are falling off have to recycle and rewalk. So this is a nice delay tactic. This is kind of what I was wanting to show in the last video. And actually I like this entirely because it's allowing me to show you that you can pretty much implement the 3 or 4 videos I've done dealing with husk pathing and trap tunnels into one, and that's kind of how you got a floater. He's kind of almost looks like a gymnast there, but I think he's dead now. But yeah, it kind of combines all of the videos I've done on this into one to kind of show you, okay, you have the knowledge, now how do you go about planning? And it's all dealing with the terrain of each mission. You may have one where you're on top of a cliff and it's super easy. You may have one when you're in a pit and they're going to be falling in from above you. You have to take all this into consideration when you're setting up a trap tunnel, because if you don't, then you're probably going to get overrun pretty darn quick. All right, about 30 seconds left. And I apologize again for this one being a little bit of a long video, but really didn't know how else to go about showing how to plan this without having a long video. And for those that I was talking to in the comments before, I am going to try to figure out a way to do some storm shield defenses if I can, even if that means starting a new account and doing each one and recording it from scratch, especially with the most recent changes. So I may end up trying to do that. But there you have it, guys. It's a successful mission, defended, planned everything out, made sure the objective was safe. There you go. That's really all I got on this one. I'll meet you to my end sequence, and we'll cut it over from there. Alright guys, so that's pretty much how you plan out a defense for your missions. I'm going to try to do more videos again like this in different scenarios, different ways of going about doing them. And I'm going to go ahead and say this now because I'm actually recording this the day before all this goes up. I did not realize for some odd reason that the software did not record the in-game audio, which is why you didn't hear any type of music or fighting or anything like that during the actual video. I apologize for that. I wish I had enough time to go back and record another mission in time to meet my self-imposed deadline of Saturday. Unfortunately, I can't. I actually have the day off today, which is Friday. The problem is my job has actually already called me 3 times, and it's only 11:30 now in the morning, and I'm sure I will get more, which will mean I probably have to go back into work and help them with some issues, so I just don't have the time, unfortunately, to do another recording for it. So I deeply apologize for that. As I mentioned during the video, I am going to try to do some Storm Shield defenses, even if that means starting up a brand new account and slowly playing through it to each one. So I may do that and try to make that a mini series on my channel as well to maybe help some of the newer players figure out how to maybe set up some defenses. There's plenty of them out there, but with the most recent change to the husk spawning for Storm Shield defenses, a lot of those videos have just kind of been made moot. Like they kind of work, but with the new spawns, you have to really rethink what you're doing. So it might be a good time to try that. So I may do that, see what I can do to help you guys out. As I've always said in all my videos, if you have any suggestions, leave them down below. Believe me, I read them. I always try to respond to everybody, which is only a couple of you right now, which I'm greatly appreciative of the support. So with all that said and all the normal stuff out of the way, I will see you guys next Saturday.